Welcome to the second episode of the Fluffy Bear Fibers podcast. My name is Jennifer, and today I have with me the one and only Fluffy Bear. This is the face behind the brand name and the inspiration behind the brand. So he wanted to make a little appearance today, and he might kind of hang out, but he's got lots of responsibilities around the house, making sure that, I'm kept safe and all that jazz. So, I don't have any show notes today. I'm just going to kind of fly by the seat of my pants and we'll see how it goes. I have a couple of finished objects to show you guys, and a work in progress and a future work in progress, so we'll see how all of that comes along. So it's been a couple weeks since I podcast last. I give lots of kudos to all of you podcasters out there who are able to do it every week. I think it is a lot of work, as I've realized, to get this stuff done, and yeah, it's really impressive that you guys are able to do it every week, so kudos to you. So today I am powered by my cup of coffee in my I Heart Nitpicks mug, which is one of my favorite commercial places to buy yarn. I am not above Nitpicks yarn whatsoever, so as much as I love hand-dyed yarn and supporting indie dyers, it is a little bit expensive, not gonna lie. So when I'm able to do it, I like to support the indie dyers, but I completely understand to those of us out there who are maybe not able to buy the hand-dyed yarn and go more the commercial route. So, as you can see behind me, I have my bookshelf full of Nitpicks yarn, so I'm definitely a fan, just a little bit. So, alright. So, I guess I will start with my finished objects first, and last time that you guys saw me, I was working on my pink faded Valentine sweater, which was the Brick sweater by Claire Lee, and I finished it. So it's already got some Fluffy Bear fiber on it. Whoops. Alright. So it is completely finished. Sleeves are done. They are quite poofy. I chose to do the sleeves with no tapering, and I kind of regret that decision a little bit, but I just went with it. It's big, it's comfy, it fits. The body itself is fantastic. It fits perfectly. It is so comfortable. I probably could have gone down. I made the size large, and I think I probably could have gone down to making the medium, but that's alright. It's just a nice, big, comfy, cushy, squishy sweater. I haven't blocked it yet, but it kind of doesn't look like it really needs it, so I might just hold off and just wait until it needs to be washed, and then I will block it after I wash it. It is 100% superwash wool. I made it out of the Wool of the Andes Bear from Nitpicks, and I dyed the colors myself to create the fade. So you can see it goes from this really light pale pink into this nice white with some pink and black speckles, and then it fades into this really hot pink, which is showing pretty true to color on camera. And then it goes down into this darker pink with black. to kind of give you the full effect. So I really like how the fade worked out. I think it looks really good, and I think it's very Valentine's appropriate. So except for the fact that I am in Arizona and we're currently going through a drought and a heat wave, and as the rest of the country, like on the East Coast, is going through blizzards and snowstorms, we are in 80-degree sunny weather, which is actually really nice, but makes it not super sweater appropriate. So, that's alright. So that is my first finished object. The second finished object I have is a pair of socks. So you'll have to excuse me because they have already been worn. I made these for my boyfriend out of some opal yarn that I had had in the stash for a really long period of time. To be honest, I lost the ball band for it a while ago, so I really don't know what the colorway was or if there was a number associated with it, but that's alright. It is a self-striping opal yarn, and I did a contrasting heel, toe, and cuff out of some Knit Picks yarn. I don't remember what kind it was, but I know that it was in the Dove Heather colorway. So I did toe up, I did it one at a time, and then did an afterthought heel, which is just a basic heel. But it came out really nice, and they fit him really well. So, and it is a completed pair, so it's not a hoe, it's a faux. He has already worn them once, and he thought that they were really comfortable, so that's good. This is the second pair of socks that I have made for him, and so far, so good. He's loving it, so that's really exciting. I like that I have a boyfriend that I can knit things for, and that he'll proudly wear them, so that's always nice. So this is finished object number 2. And then I actually finished this quite a long time ago, but I just kind of wanted to show it off. I don't wear it nearly as much as I should. It's really cute. It came out, it was my first ever shawl, and it's actually more like a shawlette because it's really small, but it's also really wearable that way. I made it out of Bad Wolf Girl Studios Pinup Zombie colorway, and I got it in the sparkle base, and I did a contrasting edge out of just some stash purple yarn. But here it is. I think the way that her yarn knits up is just so glorious. I think it is the prettiest colorway. I love the neon with the pops of pink. I think it's so cute. And then I did a contrasting purple edge just because I thought that it would really play off well with the neon in the colors. So this is from Meg from the Bad Wolf Girl Studios shop on Etsy. And she also has a podcast that I really love to watch called Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. And she's one of the first podcasts that I started watching and kind of inspired me to start my own podcast. So I don't think she watches this, but if she did, then hi Meg! So this is just a piece. This is the first ever skein of yarn that I bought on Etsy, which was really exciting. So, and I think it just came out super cute, so I was really, really excited about it. And since I didn't use anywhere near all of the skein to make this, I actually used this yarn again to make a pair of socks. I made them, I don't have them with me, but I made them mainly black, and I did a contrasting heel, toe, and cuff out of the Pinup Zombie colorway, and it came out so cute. So that was exciting. So if you haven't checked out Meg's shop, you definitely should. She can be found on Etsy, and it's Bad Wolf Girl Studios. So definitely go check her out. Okay, so for my works in progress, I only currently have one on the needles, but I should be starting another one here relatively soon, probably either tonight or tomorrow. I'll cast it on, but for now I'm going to show you the one that I currently have going. So I'm using some Cascade yarn, Cascade fingering. I don't know, it's 100% merino wool. And then I have some of this blue, but it's just from Stash. I've had it for such a long time, I honestly couldn't tell you what it is, what color it is. I don't know. But I thought that they went really well together. And I am working on my first ever pair of mittens. And let's see, I've gotten just past where the thumb is going to go on this side. So these are the How Cold Is It mittens by Drunk Girl Designs, which you can find on Ravelry. And I've gotten like the cuff part done and the little base piece of color work. So this is the right hand mitten currently that I'm working on. And it's got this cute little stripe design, which I actually did backwards. I didn't realize it until I was looking at the chart and realized, oh my gosh, that's going the opposite way that it's supposed to. So I'm just going to roll with it, and I feel like it's fine. So I'm thinking that maybe, because on both mittens in the pattern, these stripes are supposed to go the same direction. So on the right and the left, they're supposed to go in the same direction. I'm thinking that maybe on the left mitten, I'm going to do the stripes going the other way. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll keep them going the same direction. Maybe not. Maybe I'll think that I'm going to do it one way and it's going to come out the other way. So that's what you get when it's your first time ever working off of a chart. So this is my first ever color work pattern. So, and I'm actually really excited because I think it's coming out pretty good. So far so good. I'll put it on so you can kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like. So there you go. So I'm just barely past where the thumb goes currently, but so far so good. So that's exciting. Now, these are the How Cold Is It mittens, and if you haven't looked at this pattern before, then they have kind of a risque message written on the front. So if you're at all sensitive to swear words or anything like that, then you might want to look away. But this is the front portion of the mitten that I've gotten completed so far. So the top portion, as it gets further down, is going to say cold as, and then so, but I think it's really funny, and they're going to go to a friend of mine who lives in an extremely cold climate, and I feel like can really get good use out of these, so hopefully this person likes them. I'm trying to keep it a surprise, but if this person watches the podcast, then whoops, you probably already figured it out, so that's alright. You're still going to get them, and hopefully you like the color choices, so too late now. Alright, so then the other thing that I'm going to cast on is going to be out of actually some remaining yarn from the sweater that I did, the Valentine sweater, the brick sweater. I call it the Valentine sweater. I have a friend who has a daughter who has requested a hat, and I figure I'm probably going to make the Copycat CC Beanie, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. I've made a few of them so far, and they come out really cute. And I'm thinking that I'm going to make that and use this hot pink yarn. She's very girly, very cute. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put a pom-pom on the top, and I have these cute little like keychain pom-poms that I got on clearance at Michael's that I can just take off of the, they have this little fabric tab, so you can just take the keychain part off, and then you can stitch it to the top of the hat. But I have pink and I have gray, and this one's kind of a light pink, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe it doesn't quite go with this particular choice of yarn, but it does have some black like speckles in it, and I'm thinking that the gray is going to look pretty good with that. So, CC beanie for my friend's daughter. I think it's going to be real cute. So that's going to be my weekend cast on. I think we're going to be doing a little bit of traveling this weekend, so that'll give me some good knitting to work on, because as much as I love those mittens, they require quite a bit of concentration for me because I'm not really used to doing color work, so I have to focus on that chart quite a bit. So I think I'm going to maybe take that project with me, but it's going to be kind of what I work on when nobody else is around, or it's just quiet time, and I can actually focus on it. So the CC beanie will be really good to work on for like my distracted knitting, I guess. It's a really easy pattern, it's super simple to follow, and it comes out really cute every time, so I think that'll be a good project for me to be able to work on, you know, when I'm around people or when we're doing other things, so that'll work out really good. Okay, so I do want to show off a couple of colorways that I had played with and dyed up over the last week or so. I do have an Etsy shop. It's going to be the Fluffy Bear Fibers shop on Etsy. I'll put a link to it down below so that way you can reach it. And I do have some hand-dyed yarns that are in that shop that are available for purchase, and I'm just barely getting started at the moment, so there's not too much, but I will add more as I'm able to get more yarn to put in the shop, and I'll try to keep it kind of fresh, and you know, we'll rotate what's in there. So definitely go take a look at my shop and, you know, give it a thumbs up for me. So anyways, the first colorway that I did is going to be on a 50-gram skein, and it is a 75-25 merino nylon sock weight, and this is the Sand Through the Hourglass colorway that I did, and it's on a really pretty sorry, I got distracted. There was traffic driving by. So this is going to be on kind of a beige sort of a base. It's like a sandy base. And then it's got speckles of pink and blue going throughout it. So I think it's a really pretty kind of a neutral colorway. And this will be one that I can definitely do on a larger size or in a greater quantity if anybody wanted it. I think it would make a really cute tee if you wanted to knit it into like a tee. It's nice and lightweight, so it would be really pretty as like a fingering weight kind of a shirt. So I have that. And then the other one that I did, it's not listed in the shop currently, but I'm really loving it. And it was just kind of an experiment that I did, but it came out really cute. I really like speckles, like I'm kind of in love with speckles on yarn, so I did this one and I called it Street Art, and it's got basically touches of chartreuse, blue, pink, gunmetal. So it's got a little bit of everything, and the way that the colors played off on each other, I just think came out so pretty. So I'm just really loving the way that this one came out. I think it's really pretty. And I don't have it up in the shop at the moment, but I can definitely put it up if anybody has interest in it. I'm really in love with it. I think it came out so pretty, and I might actually give this one away as a gift to someone. We'll see. Or I could use it as a giveaway. So if anybody is interested at all in getting some Fluffy Bear Fibers yarn, this could be your opportunity. So, I don't know. We'll play with that one and we'll see. And then I also decided that I really wanted to try out self-striping yarn. I know it's a lot of work and takes a lot of attention and focus to be able to get it to do what you want it to do, but I decided that I was up for the challenge and just really wanted to give it a shot, so I did my first self-striping colorway. I tried to make it into a gobstopper ball. It's a little messy, but hey, it's my first try, so can't blame a girl for trying, so. So I did this one, and it has like a really nice sandy, kind of a really light tan stripe, as well as a gray, and then it's got this kind of dark rose color and a lighter pink. So this is 100 grams of basically self-striping sock yarn, and it's got a lot of inconsistencies because it was my first try, so it's definitely not going to go up in the shop. But if anybody was interested in seeing self-striping colorways go up, I can definitely put them up. I think I'm going to use these to make myself a pair of socks and just kind of test it out and see how well the stripes come out. So it was a little bit of a guessing game because it was my first try, but I think it came out really good. So then I ended up deciding to do another self-striping colorway, and this one came out kind of epic. I did it with a certain person in mind because I'm going to be sending it to them, and I think I'm going to call it Acid Pop. I am kind of in love with it. So this is another self-striping colorway. This is 100 grams of 75-25 merino nylon sock weight, and I did this really pretty, like, bright yellow-green, kind of a chartreuse color, and then it's actually got stripes of gray and black, but it's really hard to see. They're coming out very similar to each other. But so this is enough to make a full pair of self-striping socks, and then I went ahead and dyed up a little sparkle mini to go with it, so that way they could do heels and toes and cuffs if they want to. This one's only 14 grams though, so it's a little small, but it is a sparkle base, so I think the two of those just go really well together. I'm super excited about it, so this is going to be a gift to someone, and I'm going to get it in the mail today, and I'm super excited to see what they think about it, so hopefully they love it. Yay! So that's going to be all the projects that I have at the moment and all of the yarn that I have at the moment. I did just order some more bear yarn, so hopefully that'll be coming in the mail here pretty soon. And I also got some more dye colors that are going to be coming to me, so that's really exciting. And sorry, the dogs are playing over here. If you hear them, you know, making funny noises, it's going to be the dogs. So that's going to be all of the yarn that I have at the moment, but I will get to dyeing more as soon as I get that shipment in, which is really exciting. So I also ordered a few things from Etsy that hopefully I'll get to show off in the next podcast. They haven't come yet today. They're supposed to be coming in today, but at the very latest I'll probably get them on Monday because we are going out of town this weekend, so we'll see how that goes, but I'll definitely show those off to you when I get them. I did want to talk about a couple of podcasts that I really love to watch and that have kind of inspired me to start doing this podcast. So those are going to be, first off, Meg, I already talked about, with Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. She is a really great one that I watch. I also watch Amy on the Stranded Dyeworks podcast, or the Stranded podcast. Whoa! Come here, Sparty. My puppies are getting a little wild. Alright. Oh, he wants to play. He brought me his little Sharky. Anyways, so sorry if you hear squeaking in the background. It's Fluffy Bear Fiber hard at work. So I also watch Amy of the Stranded podcast. She's out of the UK. She is fantastic. She's probably one of the very first podcasts that I started watching, and has really inspired me a lot in the way that she was working a retail job for a long time and then decided to start dyeing yarn and ended up creating this extremely successful business out of it. I think that's really awesome and just very inspiring. So someday I hope that I can be like her. I also watch Katie of Inside Number 23, which is a friend of Amy's. She does a knitting and sewing podcast, so that's kind of fun to watch and is a little bit different than just your average knitting podcast, so that's exciting. She always has fun things that she's working on. She works a full-time job, and she's able to make all these wonderful things, which I think is just absolutely fabulous, so that's really exciting that she's able to do so much and still have time to podcast for all of us, so that's really cool. I also like to watch the Girls in the Yarn Cafe. I've been binge watching on them this week. I think Tristan and Christy are just adorable together, and I love that it's a mother-daughter team because I am really, really close to my mom, so watching them is just always fun. The other podcast that I love to watch is the Mean Girls, which is Stephanie and Rebecca, and they're just a lot of fun. I feel like I can relate to them a lot because they're very candid and honest, which I just adore. So, and the projects that they work on are just fabulous. Rebecca just finished her Zweig for her mom, and I think it's incredibly beautiful. I would love to be able to work on something like that, so that's really exciting to be able to watch them and see the beautiful projects that they make. So, yeah, they're a lot of fun. So, trying to think what other podcasts I really love. Oh, Amy Beth of the Fat Squirrel podcast. I think she is fantastic. She's so much fun to watch, and I just ordered one of her Sparkle Squirrel enamel pins, and I'm so excited to be able to get it in the mail, so hopefully I get that soon and I'll be able to show that off. So, yeah, those are some of the podcasts that I love to watch, and aside from podcasts, I just got back into watching some nutrition documentaries. I'm kind of a nutrition geek. I just think that whole, area is completely fascinating. I love to hear about, the things that you do and the foods that you eat and how it affects your body, and, I don't know, I just think all of it is completely fascinating. I just love it. So I just started getting back into watching that, so that's kind of exciting because I can do that while I knit. So it's going to really give me an opportunity to start thinking more about the foods that I cook and the things that I eat. As a personal thing lately, I've been trying to give up soda because I'm kind of a soda drinker, which is really bad, I know, but so I'm trying to give that up and kind of cut down on my sugar intake, and exercise more. I'm trying to get back into walking and running, so hopefully I can get a little bit more active in my lifestyle and be a little bit less couch potato-y. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have going on in my life at the moment, and I hope that you guys have an amazing week, and please check me out on Etsy. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe. I will try to be doing more videos here in the near future, so hopefully it won't take me quite as long next time to put up another podcast. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have an awesome knitty week. Alright, bye guys.